Welcome to Learning Equinox. In our series on entrepreneurship and startups, we've come a long way. We started with what is a startup and then discussed upon startup business plan. Gradually, we also discussed upon the various aspects of registering your startup business and having a co-founder. We also talked about how we can add on and have high performing teams to grow your business. We discussed about funds procurement and the entire funding process. We also discussed about product pricing and how do you go about identifying your customers. All of these videos are available in our playlist on Startup and Entrepreneurship series, which I shall leave in the iCard here for you to watch it. Amongst all of this, we often see one big question that many ask. Why did I fail? What went wrong? Also, it is observed that 70 to 80% of businesses today fail. It's not due to the lack of potential or less of demand, but there are some things that as an entrepreneur we've seen people fail because they do it incorrectly. So today we thought of discussing on this topic. While engaging with students, participants, and startup entrepreneurs, we have observed many reasons, and in our video today, we've tried to summarize them into 10 points or reasons as to why entrepreneurs fail in the early stage of their business. So if you're an entrepreneur or planning to start up something new, do watch this video till the end. Hope it will give you some insight and help you in your entrepreneurship journey. So let's get started. The first and foremost is lack of planning. So many entrepreneurs fail to plan in the beginning. Our video on business planning is a lengthy one and it details out step by step what needs to be taken care while designing a business plan. Now, that does not mean that you plan so much that you are totally, wasting your time in only planning. When I say planning is all about getting that direction and know what needs to be done. It's important for your business to know and to have a roadmap where it wants to go ahead. You may miss on the smaller points, but that definitely adds on as you start working on your plan. This brings us to the next point of over planning. Some people overplan so much so for months on end, so much so that the idea goes out of fashion. Nokia is a classic example. When it wanted to bring about changes, it invested 6 to 7 months in research and development, and by the time the mobile industry is so dynamic that things keep changing. So one part of it is that some people will not plan and some people will overplan. So it's important that you do not even spend your time overplanning every single detail, so much so that your idea goes out of fashion. So it's important to know how much to plan, what to plan, so that you get started in your business. The third point is about the expenditure that you incur. Many people feel that in the initial stage itself, they should come out with a product or service which is end-to-end perfect. Here it's important that you need to understand that your business model can become faulty at any given point of time. So it's important that you should not wait and incur large expenses in the initial stage so that you know that your product is perfect and then go out. It does not happen like that. You will grow and so will your product or services basis the demand in the market. So rather than putting all the cost at one start small. Gradually grow with your product or services basis the market survey and the feedback that you receive from your customers. Analyze the amount of income expenses before you start your startup. The next one is about understanding what to delegate and what not to delegate. Now, at your startup stage, yes, you are trying to cut down on expenses. That doesn't mean you spend your entire time doing every small task. You attend the phone calls also, use it to make the website also, use it to handle marketing of your entire business, use it to do the small petty tasks also of your daily routine office. That is not the way it works. It's important that you have to juggle around at the initial stage, but at the same time, you must know that some portion of it you can delegate. On the other hand, again, some people are that they will think that, an entire office to be set up first, incur cost on that, and then start work. It should not be the other way around either. You should know what task you should be doing by yourself and what should be done by others. Utilize your productivity on things that are important for your business, like strategy and design, understanding customers. Delegate the routine tasks to maybe one or two people. You can watch our video on how to set your business in autopilot mode, where we talk about the power of delegation. This brings us to the next point, that is about surveying your target audience. This is very important. Maybe at the initial stage you have looked into the market, done your market research and started, but it's important that to do it on an ongoing basis. Keep taking feedback from customers about your product and service so that you know what can be added on, what can be modified, what can be improvised to keep your product in the market. Conduct surveys, conduct feedback sessions that will also help you improvise in your product or service that you deliver. Most people feel that no, now that the product is out and there, it's perfect. It doesn't work like that. It's important to invest time to research more, to keep on adding on to the available product or service. So, survey your target audience is another significant point. This brings us to the next point, is about replicating businesses. So, in the initial video itself, when we started our entrepreneurship skills, we've talked about one thing, that your startup or your business should be a solution provider. Identify problems and provide a solution for that. Just because other people are in business and doing well does not mean that you are capable of doing that. Your skill set, your way of looking at things is going to be completely different than someone else. So do not try to have a replica business model. You may replicate techniques, you may replicate methodologies, you may try to replicate things that make your business easy. You can always pick and choose from different businesses that. But do not do a business just because your friend or colleague or the next door neighbor is doing well in it. The next is about being patient. Now, businesses are never built overnight. It takes time. It takes strategy and it takes a certain duration. Every product or every service has its own life cycle and growth. Calculate your burnout rate, plan for it, and know that you will not yield results today or tomorrow. It is not going to start generating revenue for at least 6 to 8 months. But over a period of time, you need to build on it and nurture it just like a small child. So you have to be patient with your business idea. So many people give up in the initial stages because of lack of patience. So this is another significant aspect that we should keep in mind, to be patient before we go ahead and give up on that idea. If you feel your idea is working, trust it. It takes time and you will be successful. So be patient. The next is about marketing, lack of marketing. Now, as an entrepreneur, you should be able to market your product. You should not hesitate to speak to customers. You should be able to talk to people and talk about your product or service. Of course, later on, you will have a marketing team who will take care of the entire marketing of your product or service. But at the initial stage, and this is very important, that you understand what marketing is all about, understand how you are going to showcase your product, because this, even in the later stage, will help you in designing your product and adding on to it as per the customer's needs. Your product design or your product quality and your customer demands are two key yardsticks which you must have in order to market your product. Most successful CEOs and CEOs are good in two things. One is marketing, and the next one that I'm going to be talking about is leadership. So it's important that as an entrepreneur, you should be good at marketing, good at reaching out to people, even though you may later have a team to take care of all of that. That brings us to the next quality, which is very important as an entrepreneur, is about leadership. We've talked about leadership qualities in separate videos and even given reference over a period of time, because people should be able to delegate, people should be able to motivate teams. You should be able to analyze the skill set of people, understand their needs, requirements, and so on. And this is a skill called as leadership. It's an inborn skill, yes, to an extent, but obviously it can be learned and practiced over a period of time. So make sure that you're capable of doing that, because after all, you're growing your business. Lack of leadership qualities is one big showstopper for many entrepreneurs today. So it's important to build in that leadership quality so that you build a team and carry your team along as you grow in your business. This brings us to the last point, which is about being disciplined in whatever you do. Stay honest to yourself in terms of deliverables of time and task. Know what is needed and walk the talk. This later on will also help you to develop the same culture when you're building large teams. Now, this was just an overview of the most common mistakes that entrepreneurs do in their initial journey of startup. Thus, it is advisable to check all of these before you move further. Hope this video was useful to you. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Learning Equinox channel if you have not yet subscribed to it. Share it with your friends and family if you found it useful. You can also stay updated with the latest happening at Learning Equinox on our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram at Learning Equinox. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.